Hey everybody, welcome to, I guess, hopefully my second and final attempt. If not, then I'll have to do a third, but second and final attempt at now my spoiler edition of my review for Disney's Frozen. That's right, it's the spoiler edition of my review of Disney's Frozen. And I did see it this past weekend in theaters with my family. Well, not all of my family, but some members of my family. My mom, my oldest sister, her husband, and my soon-to-be 10-year-old nephew in a few weeks. And we saw it in Real D 3D. That's right, we saw it in Real D 3D, if you will. And just like I said in my non-spoiler review, these are not the 3D glasses I saw the movie with. I saw them with a different pair, but these are basically it's the same pair. It's just these are from another movie I saw with these, and the others were from, and the other 3D glasses I put in the recycling box that they have outside of the theater when you're done seeing the film and you return them. I kept mine from a previous movie that I saw in theaters. Now, and the movie wasn't Frozen, it was something else, but basically I kept these from a previous movie I saw in Real D 3D, from a previous showing. Now, as I said in my non-spoiler review, and I'll put a link down below so you can check it out. I think Disney really, did a great job here. I mean, everything that, all that critical acclaim that it's getting really lives up to it. I mean, every year Disney, not just Disney, but any animation studio out there, tries to test the boundaries of what they can do with CGI animation. Disney kind of took that leap, that next step, if you will, when they did Tangle back in 2011, I believe. When they did Tangle, I believe, back in 2011, I think it was, or something, 2011, I think, or was it 2010, around that? They took that next step there because basically what they did with Tangled it was 2011. What they did with Tangled was they basically they created a new kind of animation. It was a blending of CGI and 2D animation, sort of like an oil painting that made the CG. Basically, it was like making a 2D oil painting and bringing it to life, bringing it off the page in 3D, and that's what the CGI did. Basically it created the effect that what you saw as traditional 2D animation was now being showcased as the next evolution of it in CGI. And they've taken steps with that with the shorts like Paperman, and like with the short that they did before Frozen, which was Get a Horse, which was a Mickey Mouse short. Anyway though, Frozen is a great story. There's no doubt about it. I mean, like I said in my non-spoiler review, the animation is very beautiful. It's beautifully done. The music, the musical score, the songs are they just hit the right chord. I mean, every song. Some people will say every song. Sometimes when a movie, when an animated musical, or live action musical, whatever you want to call it, whenever any one of them has a musical number or several musical numbers, they don't always hit the right chord. It's like it doesn't make sense why this song's here. It doesn't make sense why this person's singing that song or that character's singing that song. Frozen, shuts the doors on those doubters, because Frozen basically provides a song with a meaning. Every song has a reason behind it. From the beginning to the end, it has a reason. You even have one song called For the First Time in Forever being done not once but twice, and the second time is a reprise. It's a reprise between the sisters, because it's a song between the sisters, centered around the sisters, Eliza and Anna. Now, or the Lisa and Anna, Lisa, Anna, Eliza, Anna, whatever. I can't think of the name. Can't pronounce her name. I think it's Elisa or Eliza, whatever. But between the sisters in the film, that's what the song is, and it's performed twice, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, for some of you that have seen the movie, you're probably not going to be mad about having this as a spoiler review. But for some of you that haven't seen it, I suggest if you don't want to be spoiled, leave right now, because it's about to get spoilerific around here. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, now that was your 5 seconds. If you stuck around, then apparently you like to be spoiled. And I guess it's not really uncommon, seeing as though places like Wikipedia like to pretty much allow people to spoil a movie when it comes out to theaters. Believe me, I should know, because I pretty much read up on the movie, courtesy of someone's spoiler on Wikipedia. Yeah. So anyway, I pretty much had a clue of what was going to happen. Visually I didn't see what was going to happen, but through reading the spoiler on Wikipedia, I pretty much had a clue what was going to happen. But anyway, the story starts out basically like this. It starts off very beautifully with a Norwegian, Finland-like chant between these not ice sculptors, but these ice makers. Basically, these ice cutters, basically. And it's during this opening scene that we see one of our main characters for the first time, Kristofferson, with his pet reindeer, Swave, I think, or Swave, whatever. His pet reindeer, who's actually kind of funny in this film. And we see him getting his first piece of ice, cutting out and getting his first piece of ice, and having Swave take it back with him to the village or wherever. Now it's around the same time that we also get a flashback between Anna and Eliza, and I'm just going to call Eliza, so I apologize if I pronounce it wrong, okay? But we also see them as kids as well, and basically Anna, who's the youngest in the film, convinces Eliza to kind of use some magic, to kind of have some fun, to build a snowman and all that. So Eliza and Anna go into what I guess is the main hall or the main ballroom or whatever, and they start having fun with Eliza's magic. She starts making all this snow and stuff and ice and skating rink, turns the floor into an ice rink, if you will, whatever. But then it suddenly gets a little out of control when, she's basically creating all these little hills for Anna to skip over, jump over, and all that. But Anna is skipping and jumping so fast that Eliza can't keep up, and as she's trying to keep up, she accidentally hits Anna right in the head, and piece of Anna's hair starts to turn white. So basically what happens is she calls for her parents. Her parents go to these trolls, if you will, and the Troll King, I guess you could say, his name is Ferdinand or something, says that they are lucky it didn't hit Anna's heart because it could have been fatal. So basically he says he's able to help with the head injury, with her being hit in the head with Eliza's power, Eliza or Lisa, whatever you want to call it, but Eliza, I'm just going to call it that, so I apologize. Eliza, if you will. He basically says that he can heal this situation, but in turn, for this probably not to happen again, he has to erase any memory that Anna would have of her sister's powers, of her sister being able to do this kind of stuff, but will leave the fun. In other words, will leave the side of Anna that wants to always spend time and have fun with her sister. So the parents are okay with this, but realize that they can't chance anything anymore. They can't chance Eliza's power is going out of control. So what they do, what the father does, the king, he basically gives her these special gloves, these little gloves to help conceal the power as best they can. Which they don't really do as much, which they do kind of do, but not as much. And he basically tells Eliza, hey, what you need to do is conceal and not feel. In other words, conceal your power and don't feel for it. Don't let any emotion come out of something. Any kind of emotion that might trigger it. So anyway, what they also do is they lock up the kingdom. They lock up, the castle and all that, and lock it away from the outside world, because they don't want the possibility that as Eliza gets older, that she might venture out and her powers might, come loose again, and it might endanger other people. So we see through, I guess you could say, what is it? I guess you could say we see through some kind of yearly monologue, if you will. Well, not monologue. We just see, like, through a yearly kind of, like, situation, we keep seeing Anna wanting her sister to come out and have some fun, to socialize and stuff. And we keep seeing this year after year. And then it gets to a situation, to a point, where Eliza has to come out. She really does have to come out, because what happens is the parents have to go away on a trip. They have to go, I guess, take care of some business between two kingdoms. And what happens is the parents are lost at sea. They basically, as they're traveling on a boat across the sea, across the ocean, they encounter a huge storm arm that creates tidal waves and creates these big waves, and just big massive storm that creates all these waves, and it basically causes their boat to topsides, or it basically causes the boat to sink. It basically topsides the boat, causing it to sink, and both the parents are lost and killed in this storm. So pretty much Eliza and Anna are left grieving for a little while, and we can pretty much assume that this was when Eliza was at the age of 15, and Anna, who's probably a year or so younger, is at the age of 14 as well. So basically it's about around the age of 14 or 17. 14 or 13 or something like that. So basically Eliza and Anna are the only ones left in the royal family. So what happens is about 3 years later, Eliza comes of age, and because she's come of age, she is now ready to be crowned Queen Eliza. And then this is where all the shit, excuse my language, but all the shit storm starts to come down, if you will. Basically, we have the coronation ceremony and everything. Eliza, of course, it's kind of like, okay, do I do this, do I not? And they break into a song which is called For the First Time in Forever, the first version. And again, Eliza during the song is kind of like, am I ready for this? Am I going to do this? And she's like, okay, let's do this. Let's just get it over with, kind of deal. So the coronation goes off without a hitch. Eliza makes sure that she kind of, after she's given the crown and then basically given the royal scepter and orb, she basically puts the royal scepter and orb back on a pillow and puts her gloves back on, because that kind of helps conceal her magic. Well, it's during all this, it's during this it all takes place kind of like throughout the day and night, basically before and during the reception, if you will, the after coronation reception. Anna meets up with this prince called Hans from I can't think of the place where he's from now, and he's basically the youngest out of 12 siblings, 12 brothers. So what happens is him and Anna get along so well that basically they find out they have a lot in common. They basically finish each other's sandwiches, they know what to do, they know how to act, they know, stuff like that, to the point that Anna falls in love with this guy. And I guess you could say vice versa, he does with her as well, I guess you could say. To the point that within the same day and night that they meet and find out they have a lot in common, he asks her to marry her. And Anna accepts. Now,